G'day YouTube, Turbo Tristan here. In today's video, we're working with Chris and his, what year model?
97.
97 Toyota Corolla, and we're going to be fitting some coilovers. Now, I've said in a few other videos that I'm not going to show you guys how to do coilovers anymore and do install videos, but I've never actually worked on one of these. So it'll be fun to set one up, and yeah, we're going to get a little bit more low, fix up the Bodie suspension in the Corolla. And I'll also go over some of those points on how to adjust your coilovers that I did in the last video on how to set them up. So I'll just go through some of those things with an actual set of coilovers instead of my lame drawing. So we'll get stuck into that. Going to take some measurements, get it up on the hoist. Stick around, I'll show you how it's done. Just taking some measurements of the car. I've got them all written down on the whiteboard so we can refer back to them later. But this is what we get for the Toyota Corolla setup. These ones being the front, they actually have camber adjustment built in, pillow ball tops, and we've got the adjuster nozzle there on the top, all fully height adjustable in the bottom, clip for the brakes. And then we also have the back shock and coilover here. So same deal, but you don't get the camber adjustment. You still have the adjustable shocks, so that's for your dampening, and your height adjustment is down here. Doesn't look like there's a heap of room to go up and down, so we're going to have a play around with this to try and adjust the settings as best as we can. We'll get the car up in the air, get the wheels off, pull the old suspension out, have a look at what we're working with, eyeball it, make sure it all looks the same, and go from there. We've just pulled out the front suspension. We actually went around the whole car and rolled the guards. Something that all good lowering jobs or coilover installs should do anyway, so we did that. I have a guard roller, might as well. Down here are the coilovers. This is how they come out of the box. Looks like, at a glance, I'm going to say about a 4-inch drop, so we're definitely going to wind those up. This is Chris's daily driver. I think around about 2 inches would be nice, but we'll adjust it once it's in the car and see what they look like. And yeah, we'll get both sides in. I've installed the coilover, and I'm just going to demonstrate what I meant in my previous video about preload and adjusting the base height of the car. So I've backed everything off all the way, and you can see that the spring is jangling around. There's no preload on it. So what we need to do is wind this top one up. Now it's not jangling around, and we need to go up around about 5 millimeters, between 3 and 5 millimeters according to the suspension stig. He knows who he is. So we're just going to wind that up and give ourselves about whatever that is. So that is 4 millimeters of preload on the spring. So that's not going to go anywhere. We can lock that one in now, and then all of our adjustments, so to go higher or to go lower, is done through the bottom cup. And that's the same on every single coil, on every single corner. And that's exactly what I meant by adjusting the height. Now, if you wanted to go really, really low and you wind this all the way up to its maximum height, all the way up there, and it's still not low enough, please don't cut this, and please don't cut your springs, because you're going to really, really affect the travel distance of your shock. It still needs to operate up and down inside the shock tube, which is here. We're not going to do that. We're going to have a sensible ride height. Still going to be low, still going to be noticeable, and it's still going to improve the ride and handling, but it's not going to be super duper slammed. We've already started to chew out the guard liners, and we don't want to do that too much more. I'll get it all sorted, take some measurements, come back to you in a moment. So we're just putting Christo to work now. He is learning how to adjust the coilovers. So I'm teaching Christo to set up his coilovers and how to adjust them. So he's winding the shock down into the cup now, setting the ride height. It's not fun the first time, it's pretty fiddly. With it being locked there, you can even just grab it with your hand and give it a twist. Yep. So hold the bottom there, and you can twist this bit because that's locked into each other.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot easier than using those bits and pieces, and then you just got to keep measuring. If it gets stuck, then you use the C clips or C spanners. That's it. That's the one.
I'll just check to see if it's 80.
Yep. So wind that all the way down and then check the height. We're just going to check that it's at 80 mil and it slides in there nicely. It's actually pretty much bang on.
One more spin. Oh,
nut. So you can lock the bottom down now. So tighten that one up. Nut, other way, yep. You can do it from just here.
Yeah.
So you got a better grab on it. That's it. And then just push that tight so it's not going to move anywhere.
Yep, she's not going anywhere.
Yep, and now that you've said it's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to go anywhere. So that side is done. Both fronts are done. We can move on to the back of the car now. That's going to be fun. Christo gets to break apart his interior because I don't know what inside here looks like and what the access is like. So we're on to the rear. And for anyone playing along at home that has a Corolla that wants to fit some max Peating rods, this is how you do it. You'll need to take off, there's only one Phillips head screw, which is just in there. So it sort of screws into that section there. And then there's 3 screws just on top there. Do the same on both sides. When you get round to the back, when you get round to the underneath, you've got the 2 bolts here, 1 and 2, which hold your strut in. And then you actually have to undo this one, which is your sway bar link. And then it should pop out once we pull these bolts out, which we haven't done yet, but we'll do that so we had something to hold everything in. We'll get it up in the air and take those out. Back struts are out. Hopefully you can see a bit better now, but it was just the 2 bolts here and here and the sway bar link. Comes out from the top up there. And then here they are side by side. Now again, we've got around about a 3-inch difference. So this one's a lot closer than the fronts were. The fronts were about 4 or so inches shorter. This one looks like it's probably around about 3. So what we're going to do is whack these in, put the car on the ground, and then see how much higher we need to go to make it sort of even and level with the front, and we'll adjust it in the reverse of what we did in the front. So we'll adjust it after, whereas before we knew there was a massive difference, so we had to do a lot of adjustments first, which made life a lot easier than doing it in the car. This one, I think we're probably only need to go up or down half an inch or about 10 or 15 millimeters from my expert calculations. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong. We're going to stick them in. Rear coilovers are in. We've put it on its own weight, and I've got to say it looks pretty fat. It's not super slammed, but both Chris and I agree that that's tucking just the right amount of tyre. So we're at just under 570. If both sides are even, we're probably going to just triple check it by counting the threads and using the verniers on the threads, and if they are, we'll just lock it off there because that's pretty awesome. So this side is just a pinch higher. So the passenger side's just a pinch higher. So what we'll do is wheels off, even out the coils, lock it all off, and then we'll set the adjustability for the hard and soft on the dampeners, ready for a test drive. We've just finished the install. The car is back on all 4 wheels once again. It's not crazy low or anything like that, but it's definitely taken some of that gap out of the guards. We've adjusted the camber adjustment tops here. They're all on 0, but then we've also adjusted the dampening rate here by twisting the dial backwards and forwards. We're at the medium setting at the moment. So it's 24-way adjustable. We're actually on the setting 12, front and rear on all 4 corners. So we're about to get Chris and his first drive with coilovers in his daily driver. So this will be fun. He hasn't had a set of coilovers or really firm suspension before, have you?
No, this is the first time putting any sort of suspension upgrades on my car. Everything else has been stock up to this point, so let's see how it goes.
Awesome. So we're out in our test drive. Sorry for the darkness, but it's dark, so we're doing the best we can. What do you reckon, Chris? First impressions?
First impressions is that it definitely rides a hell of a lot better than what I had on here. But I guess that's not hard to do when the shocks you have are shot to pieces.
You'll probably notice that the brakes work a lot better now.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Because it doesn't sag down when you hit the brakes.
Yeah, it's a lot more stiffer at the front.
So this is a World Rally Corolla, if anyone didn't know. We had to wash about 24 years worth of dirt out from underneath the bonnet and under the car before I would even work on it, and I still got filthy. What do you think?
I like it so far. I really want to take it on the mountain road just to really give it a good whacking.
Alright, well, we'll just take some of the corners down here.
Yep.
There's a few roundabouts on each of these streets, so
Nice.
obviously we're not going to go do any toge runs on a school night during the week when we've got to go to work tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we've got work tomorrow.
Chris actually gets paid to hang around with me during the daytime. Or I get paid to hang around with him. I'm not sure which one's which, but
Oh look, it's a give and take.
one of us gets paid to be friends with the other one. Definitely firmer. Oh, ED
yeah.
Civic.
Nice.
Nice.
She corners a lot better as well.
A lot better feedback through the road.
Yeah.
And you can definitely got some adjustability you can play around with, harder or softer in the suspension.
Yeah, I'm gonna start playing about with that because like you said, I sort of want to create a stiffer front. Alright, let's get it wet. Ooh, oversteer on a front wheel drive car.
Nice.
Yes, very nice indeed.
Alright. So, pretty happy with those?
Pretty happy, pretty happy.
Alright, awesome. Well, that's it for me and Christo. The car is back on the ground. He's loving life. His first ever set of coilovers. He was told to go buy some new shocks because those ones were buggered, and he was told to get some lowering springs because, let's face it, he's not trying to build a race car. But when you add up the cost of doing all of those things, he was better off buying the Max Peating Rods coilovers. So that's what he did, and we chucked them in for him, rolled his guards, checked over his whole car. There's a few things we need to address on that. But what do you guys think? I actually really dig that model Corolla. I'd love to get myself a sedan version, turn it into a little touring car. They already come set up with four-wheel disc brakes, sway bars front and rear, all the things that Civics don't actually get. I think they're a pretty good buy, and they're not going up. They don't have the COVID tax. So I reckon if you're looking for a nice little car with the same sort of vintage as a Civic, then get yourself a little Toyota Corolla. One thing that's really annoying and really shit about them is every single bolt is different for every single thing. So if you're changing the suspension on a Civic, you need a 14mm, a 19mm and a 17mm. That's going to sort out 99% of all your suspension nuts and bolts. Whereas on the Toyota, there was 14s, 15s, 17s, 19s, 13s, 12s. Don't know why, don't ask me why. But anyway, that's enough from me. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to spool up as well. And we'll see you in the new year.